Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going away from pivot tables. I just want to look at the trade balance between Hong Kong and USA. So first let's look at what USA is exporting to Hong Kong. For example, precious metals, stones, $12 billion, electrical and electronic equipment. I don't need to write here $1 billion because it's already in billion. Aircraft, aerospace parts, $2 billion. Optical, medical, agricultural products in the value of $1 billion. Watches, jewelry, $1.5 billion. Then what is Hong Kong exporting to the USA? Also electrical and electronic equipment, 25 billion. In exchange with 9 million, there Hong Kong has a 16 billion surplus. Precious stones, metals and jewelry, there the US has surplus. Machinery and mechanical equipment, 6 billion in compared to 2.5 here. Hong Kong has a surplus. Works and arts antiques, 2 billion. There is nothing like that exported to Hong Kong. Optical and medical instruments, 1 billion. There is rather a balance. Watches and clocks, which is famous Hong Kong for, $1 billion. Footwear and toys, so $1.5 billion. So maybe the two biggest here is precious metals, and here also the two biggest is this one. So let's see what we can compare. For example, this one, this is USA importing to Hong Kong, so 12 billion minus 25, that is a surplus for Hong Kong, $13 billion. Precious metals, stones and jewelry, sorry, I made a mistake here. So electrical and precious metals is the second one, and the USA has a 4 billion surplus there. I should move this here. And then not there. Something wrong with today. Okay. Electrical equipment is 9 billion in the US minus 25 there. Definitely Hong Kong has a surplus of $16 billion. Machinery and equipment is equals machinery and equipment. This one also Hong Kong has a surplus. So in the biggest categories, Hong Kong has 15.5 billion surplus. And then let's see the total values. I will just repeat the formulas we learned here before. So sum of the values is 44 billion. Hong Kong exports to USA and 29 billion USA exports to Hong Kong. So what does it mean in total? That means this one, just to keep the logic, I will deduct the values in the same direction. So that means the surplus for Hong Kong, actually the surplus is coming from this, most is 15.5 billion US dollars. What if I want to translate that into Hong Kong dollar? Then just multiply the value with the current exchange rate that I took from the internet, and need to fix the value. huge number, 227 billion Hong Kong dollar. So I copy the formula here, so 348 billion Hong Kong dollar. There is some recent update which I also found on the internet, that the US exports surged sharply in early 2026, especially gold, silver and semiconductors, and but in February-March US exports exceeded $7 billion per month. If you would project that for a year, which most likely won't happen, but 7 times 12 would be 84. Is it? It's like that trend may not continue, but that is already very high value, almost double of the 2025 value. These values are regarding the year 2025. And while Hong Kong exports remain under 250 million US dollar, which means 250 times 12, around 1 billion, 50 times 12, 3 billion, which is a huge drop compared to the 39 billion, 10 times less. Why this trade relationship matters? Because Hong Kong remains a critical route for US-China trade, high value, low tariff good, high value, so precious and stones and metals, machinery, electrical things are high value. Low tariff goods dominate both directions. Despite political tensions, commercial flow remains strong, particularly in finance, electronics, luxury goods, and AI-related supply chains. That was all about the trade between Hong Kong and USA. Thank you very much for your attention. See you soon. Bye.